Yo guys, what's going on? Life of Rio here, and I want to talk to you guys today about, is Loki still meta? So I want you guys to let me know in the comment section. Now, for all the people who's been playing since Loki was a starter character or before even that, let me know how you guys feel about this. But just for everyone, let me know how you feel about, is Loki still a meta Warframe? So let's go ahead and jump into this. I've been talking to a couple YouTubers and a couple streamers and a lot of endgame players that I know on all different platforms, and we were having a long discussion of, is Loki still meta? Now the thing is, ever since Warframe was released, Loki has always been a meta Warframe, but since Ivara has came out and now since Octavia has been released, is Loki still meta? Now back in the day in the old recruitment chats, if you guys know, Loki was always on the team. People were always asking for Loki. But if you guys have seen in my runs, I never use Loki in any of my long survivals. But a lot of people tend to think that Loki's disarm is still needed for doing long endurance runs or anything like that. But the thing about it is that Loki's fourth ability is honestly one of the strongest fourth abilities in the entire game. It has no fall off. It forever do what it will forever do. Now the thing is, it doesn't matter if the enemies are level 10,000, no matter what it is, it's always going to do its job. So it's a scaling ability and it's amazing. And Loki's invisibility is actually, it's invisibility. It never falls off. It's just always going to remain the same. Now with that being said, with Loki not actually being considered for a lot of team picks anymore, does that mean that it's time for Loki? Is it time for Loki to actually be, considered to get a rework now? But here's the thing. Loki is still a really strong frame. Given the fact that I hate Loki, he is still a super strong frame with a really strong ability. But the thing is, you really don't need him in the current meta of Warframe to how things actually are set up. Now, as far as spy missions, I know a lot of people say that Ivara is, the queen of spy missions. Ever since she came out, she kind of took Loki's spot. But a lot of people still run Loki for spy missions because his speed and how quick you can just run through the whole thing. And Ivara, has the slower walk speed. But with that being said, is Loki still considered meta in Warframe? And what a lot of us came up with is that no, Loki isn't really needed at all. As far as defenses, I think Loki still has a strong hold on defenses, but he is still not needed. And so that's the thing that we all talked about. So when a frame actually starts to fall off with meta, how does that go? When a frame is actually not in the meta anymore, does that mean that Warframe actually looks at those frames to actually give them, time for a rework? But actually that's probably not going to be it, because Loki is still a very high pick Warframe, especially by the devs. Rebecca and all of them, they love Loki and think Loki's in a great spot. But as you can see with the generic trend of Warframe, with the newer frames coming on with a lot of different synergy, I would honestly say that, it's time for Loki to get a little bit of fine tweaking. But the thing is that Loki has two scaling abilities, which is invisibility, and his fourth ability, which is disarm. So it's kind of hard for how you're going to rework him. It will probably just be for his 3 and his 1. But other than that, I mean, how do you guys feel about Loki? Is he still fitting into your current meta when you guys are doing endurance runs? If you guys feel like Loki is a must-have on your team, let me know in the comment section. But what happened is that most of the endurance players, a lot of the vets that I was talking to, they're saying that Loki isn't needed. The only time they ever actually pick up Loki is for Lua spy missions and sorties, which those are taken out now, by the way. But that was actually the only thing that they were using Loki for. Other than that, it's Ivara. So with unanimous decision of how we all talked about it, it's kind of seeming that Loki isn't really needed for anything at all. You just pick him probably because he's your favorite frame or whatever the case is. But a lot of people used to try to force Loki upon the team to say you need a Loki for this or you need a Loki for that, just because of his invisibility and his fourth ability, which is the disarm. So you guys be the judge of it. Let me know in the comment section. My personal opinion is I don't think Loki is meta for anything. So you guys never see me use Loki in any runs because his disarm really just doesn't do anything for me. I mean, it makes it a little bit easier when enemies stop shooting at you, but it's still the same to me. I actually like the challenge of not having Loki around, and it doesn't mean that it's too easy with Loki around. It doesn't. I just actually would like to replace Loki with a DPS frame, and especially since the nerf to gas and the nerf to slash, Loki's damage has really fallen off. So you guys have to take that into account as well, and that's something I actually haven't ever really talked about. Since they nerf gas and slash, Loki actually lost a lot of DPS with his invisibility with stealth multipliers. He actually lost a lot of DPS, so it's not really a much needed advantage for me to have a Loki on my team at all, and I would prefer not to have a Loki. I would just replace him with a buffer frame. But that's basically it, guys. So you guys let me know in the comment section, is Loki still meta? You guys let me know, is he still meta, is he not still meta? And as you guys can tell, I was actually pretty honest about this one. I wasn't too picking sides of saying I hate Loki. And also the thing is, I don't like the fact that Loki gets skins. I just got to put this out there, that he gets, you know, skins and helms, because he's always invisible. So that's why for this run, I have to make sure not to use my invisibility, because I just never get to see his skins or anything like that. But as always, guys, thank you guys so much for the love and support, and I will check you guys later on the next Warframe video. And you guys let me know what else you want to see. All right.